All right. Hey guys, no fancy intro here. None of that. I just wanted to talk to you guys really quick, make this video. So Kevin Samuels has passed. It looks like earlier today. It started off as a rumor on Facebook and Twitter, not Facebook and Twitter, Instagram and Twitter. And then it turned out to be actual fact that he did have a heart attack. He went into cardiac arrest earlier today. Well, allegedly it was a heart attack. We don't know full details. Nothing has firmly came out, although there's people saying that he did. There's still nothing like firm. There's blogs covering it. Where is this? So I'm on Love B Scott. Uh, I don't like the language that they used in the video because I'm very I mean in the blog post I'm very sensitive when it comes to people dying and like how you talk about people now that they're dead. You know, it's interesting the way people speak with such vitriol. So part one, I want to just talk about the what's rumored to have happened to Kevin Samuels. That's how we're gonna start. Then two, I'm gonna talk about how I reflected on that. Then three, we're going to get into more of a like Twitter's reaction and how they reacted to him passing, and then the very next, the last part. I'll be talking with some guests for on the Wisdom app. So if you haven't joined that app, I will drop a link in the description below for you guys to join the Wisdom app. But without further ado, let's just get into this article. So Kevin Samuels is dead at 57. um, so Anton Daniels um, uh, confirmed it. That's his friend. Um, so so if you didn't know, he was 57 years old, known for dating advice and YouTube videos where he operated. He was an image consultant. I don't know why this article is saying he was self-proclaimed image consultant. He was this article is really man. It's a Love B Scott article. Just go to lovebscott.com. It's right there on the front. They're trying to get their clicks and their views. Um, Further details surrounding his death, cause of death, is yet to be revealed, but early reports suggest a heart attack. I was reading on Twitter. Um, there was ambulances called to his apartment building around the time that people are saying that he died. Um, Someone said he had chest pains the day before, and then he ended up passing the day. And yeah, my heart goes out to his family and the people around him and his supporters, and hopefully they can have the space they need to grieve properly, because he is still somebody's family. At the end of the day, there's people that love him at the end of the day. So they should be given the time to actually grieve before people get to just going crazy. But with that said, Kevin Samuels, although people may disagree with him as a person, um, I believe there is some truth to the things that he was saying. I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, I agree with everything he said." However, he was very. I think his delivery put a lot of people off. But if you look at the underlying message thereof, basically he was trying to tell people, hey, know your left and know your right limitations. Okay, know that you cannot have every ideal thing in this world, and sometimes it's okay to just settle with what you can actually obtain. Not everyone can achieve this great thing. Everybody can have the number one thing, the best, but you can always strive for it and always improve on yourself. That was another big thing with self improvement. Especially like if you look at the early days of his show, he really harped on men to improve yourself before you even go out there trying to date. Like, improve yourself, and then you can get those the women that you're after, you know, um, because a lot of men seem to go towards the types that, want the higher value or value, quote unquote. I hate that term, men. Basically, somebody more financially well off. That's literally it. More financially well off, takes better care of themselves, more in shape, all that other stuff. That's just life. That's just is what it is. Um, you can't have it all. That was his main message. He was a bit abrasive at times, but that's the basic underlying cause of his message. um the next thing I want to go to and talk about is the next thing I want to talk about is, so I watched a lot of his videos. I wouldn't say recently I was watching all of his videos, but I've watched a lot of his content. I've seen a lot. And one thing I noticed, is, which made me think about things myself, is every episode he always was drinking a Red Bull. Like, he always had a Red Bull. If you noticed on those streams, he always had a Red Bull. Always, you know. And then he always had, he if he didn't have the Red Bull, he always had a drink. And I think this is a good time to say to men, especially black men, since we're at a higher rate of cardiovascular problems and higher blood pressure and things of that nature, to watch our drinking and consumption and, our energy, even energy drink usage. Make sure you're getting enough water. Um, I mean, seriously, make sure you get enough water, and then make sure you're taking care of yourself, physically. Eating the right things, because you're only gonna get out of your body what you put in. Um, and that's where I want to leave that. So for me, so I'm getting into the second part of talking about myself. I feel like, um, for myself, that I look at myself in my podcast, and a lot of times I'm even drinking on my own show. I'm drinking on a couple other things that I do, and I'm like, okay, like, how long was that? I streamed for 3 hours. I drank the whole time. That's not a good habit. That's immediately that's what I thought about. I thought about myself, and I thought about, like, oh man, I drink an energy drink to get through work. You know what I'm saying? And to do this, this podcast, this show, and I could do better about that. Like, why am I having to do that? Because I'm not clearly not getting enough rest. I need to rest more. I need to rest more, and then I need to not, uh, drink like that. I need to not drink like that. I need to not. Um, I need to not do those things to myself, to make myself put myself in those positions to where I'm putting myself at risk of the same thing that happened to him. It could happen to me at my age. I'm only 31. He was 57. Um, and it's one of those things that make me reflect on my habits. So I'm gonna do my best, to tone it down, if not eliminate it completely, because it's unnecessary. It's completely unnecessary. It does nothing. It adds nothing to the show. It adds nothing to me. I mean, I was on a 3-hour stream with somebody with Prime Cards, and I drunk a whole bottle of wine, and then I think I went and got another one. I think I had another one on standby. Like, that's not okay. That's not okay, you know? And not to mention, the night before, I recorded my own show, and I was drinking on that. It just not good. That's not good habits. So I'm definitely gonna take some time to actually, um, do that for myself. And for the third piece, the third and very important piece, when people die, right, you should not be elated, you know, like, to sit there and celebrate someone's death, um, that did not actual cause, like, physical harm. Like I get it if you were like, oh, the shooter in some mass shooting, the police were able to eliminate the suspect. Okay, that makes sense. This technically, Kevin Samuels has not physically harmed anyone. He just said a bunch of things you didn't want to hear. And guess what? To not hear it, all you had to do was just not watch. You had to not listen. But yet you tuned in every single time. That's on you. You don't get upset at your TV because the channel's on and it's showing you something that you don't want to watch. Like you don't get upset at the show. Like you change the channel. Go watch another YouTube channel. Like that's all you had to do. But people didn't do that. People hate watched them. People hate listened. People were spreading the clips around on Twitter just to be angry at something. I've never understood those people. I've never understood just wanting to be angry with someone for the sake of just being angry with them. That makes absolutely no sense to me. Um, and I don't think, and I don't feel like him or anyone else deserve that. You know what I'm saying? Especially unless they're like some convict, like you have to mm, like I could understand like a convicted like criminal of some sort, you being happy that they finally like passed and they're not able to, by them existing, continuously terrorize this person. You know what I'm saying? Because they're scared they're gonna get out one day. I understand that. But this is not this person. This is not what he is. This is not what a lot of pseudo famous and famous people are. They're not that. They're just people that a lot of people follow and agree with, or like they're like what they do. That's it. And I find it very sick, for lack of a better word. I find it sick for you to instantly just be that angry to where you're celebrating openly, you know what I'm saying, like popping bottles over somebody passing, cracking jokes about somebody passing. That's not okay. And it wasn't even 24 hours. Like it was immediate pop champagne bottles because he had a different viewpoint than you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whether I mean, and this goes even further. You could step into politics with this. Like, I'm not going to celebrate um a Democrat or a conservative dying. Like that's just weird to me to go, woohoo, so and so's dead. Like that's not okay. That's sick. Like you really need to sit there and look at yourself. Really sit there and think, like, why do I feel this way? Why am I thinking this way? Like it's not something you should want to or aspire to be. If that's you and people in your community doing that, you need to look at yourself and then the people that you're around and wonder why are we happy that someone has passed that did nothing to us, that was in their own bubble. Again, I can only understand that if someone had already caused you actual harm. But he's minding his own business, just putting out content. You're mad because he's putting out content that you don't like. And then you listen to it. That's insane. That's insane. But that's when I'm going to end this YouTube video. Again, praying for his family, his friends, everyone that knew him, and praying for his fans as well. And I hope you guys have a good one.